Well, welcome everyone to Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grilling. We're at the Shawano County Fairgrounds. We are at the Shawano Speedway. Merrill's getting revved up. The grills are revved up. This is Sundrop Country. We'll be right back. Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grilling in a minute.
Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grillin' is brought to you by Modern Home Products, the makers of MHP, Phoenix and Profire Grills, Cherry Delight, Brew Pub Pizza, Wisconsin Potatoes, Sundrop Soda, Merck's Cheese Spread, and by Glorious Malone's Fine Sausage.
Well, welcome back to Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grilling. We're having a great time here in Shawano County. We are in Sundrop Country, but Shawano County. It's the Shawano County Fair. And I'll tell you what, when you come to Shawano, you got to go to Franklin Street, 2 blocks off from Main, and it's actually the wonderful Sundrop Museum, Sundrop University, and you pick up a brochure like this, and it's our good friends at twigsbeverage.net, twigsbeverage.net, and it's the Sundrop University, and you can find out all about Floyd, 1951 Floyd Hartwig, which is Dan's relative.
Right.
They called him Twig, by the way, so it's twigsbeverage.net again. He started Twig's Beverage in Shawano, Wisconsin with a humble beginning. He would sell a case of soda to get a loaf of bread for his lovely wife.
I'll be darned.
And you know, the tradition kind of stuck. Our good friend Dan and his family are as laid back, set back, and relaxed, good family folks as you can get. And when you visit the museum, there's a tasting room, there's a great nice little tour you can have, there's a retail shop, there's a gift shop, and it's a great museum, and you can visit them anytime May through September. But you can find them on twigsbeverage.net, twigsbeverage.net.
What a museum.
Isn't it great?
I remember the first time I was there, I was completely surprised with the whole thing.
It is phenomenal.
You think, okay, it's going to be a little museum. It's not. You'll enjoy it. Bring the kids.
These are brand new t-shirts. You too can get your Sundrop t-shirt or your Twigs Beverage t-shirt.
3X, baby. 3X.
Double X for me.
All right, here we go.
And they have a retail shop, and people are there buying. They're lined up buying cases of good old-fashioned, right in the bottle, the old-fashioned way with real sugars, Sundrop soda, and that's a fantastic way to do it. Merrill, how about a little toast before we get going here?
A little toast it is, sir. You got her.
There you be.
Oh, I'm thirsty, too.
Yep. Prost, folks.
Prost.
Oops, sorry. I love that stuff.
It's good stuff.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Let me get this out of the way. We got to get to grilling. Oh, thank you, Dan. I'll put this right over here on my new bench we'll talk about in a minute or two. Right
it's so
there
refreshing.
on that new bench. Okay,
So
here we go.
refreshing. All right.
I'm going to do a little dirty rice. In fact, it's called dirty rice, usually down south.
Yes.
But we're at the racetrack in Shawano County. We're at the Shawano County Fairgrounds, ShawanoCountyFair.net, ShawanoCountyFair.net. The races run from now until Labor Day every Saturday.
Yep.
By the way, on Sundays you can find us at the flea market
Oh,
here
yes,
quite a
great
bit of the
time.
time. We're at the flea market here. And of course the Shawano County Fair is Labor Day week and through the weekend, and you can find them there also. So here's what we're gonna do. So now it's dusty rice, by the way, because it's a dirt track. And it was a little muddy today because it rained last night. But I'll tell you what, on my cast iron skillet over here, and I'm gonna have a hard time showing you good folks, because this baby's just a bubbling away. I've got a stick of butter, and I've got some of our wonderful sunflower oil in there we'll talk about in a minute or two, and I got some black beans. And those are just a bubbling away. Maybe a spoon will show you pretty good. You can see they're just a bubbling away in there. They're bubbling right in the spoon. So that's my beans, my butter, and my rice so far. And we're gonna add a little bit of Sundrop to that. I'm gonna take the ones with the natural sugar in there, the old-fashioned sugar.
Yes. Boy, strong man, muscles.
So I'm gonna add some Sundrop soda in there. I'm gonna take some brown rice right out of the package. Let me see how much I got in there, folks. I'm an expert rice maker.
Why'd you completely expand? Good job.
Yeah. So that's looking pretty good, but watch this now over here. Now we go to our MHP grill. And the wonderful thing about the MHP grill, and it's hard to show right here, but I can grab one, is that the grates are all like a cast aluminum, and you can flip them over so you have like a little griddle.
Yes, great.
So we have the grates on one side, the griddle on the other side. So over here, because we have our dirty rice, I've got some ring kielbasa. I gotta move Merrill's cast iron skillet. I got some ring kielbasa that we simply toss directly on top of the grates of the grill. and we seared those up till they're nice and bursting and good and warm. So I'm going to put those inside with our dirty rice, our dusty rice. I did some I did some peppers and onions,
Oh, yes,
and I did
man.
some jalapenos where I charred them up a little bit so we get the flavor of the jalapeno in there. So I charred those up, and we're going to take those and set those right on top, and we're going to cook everything down in our dusty rice.
Yes. Thank goodness I got my glasses on.
Now, if I had a cast iron skillet with a cover, I'd certainly use it. But I think what we're going to do is just let that cook down the way it is because everything's nice and warm. But I got
right.
some foil. Maybe in the next break here, I'll cover it with a little bit of foil. But I think I can turn that down a tad bit too. We got
You
the,
got it.
the
Sir, it's gonna
infrared
be
side
good.
burner.
We're going to eat well today. We're going to eat well today. You folks are going to eat well too if you're doing what we're doing here today, all right?
So hey,
Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you one thing because I wanted to show this here. And
All
the
right,
reason I
go
got it
ahead.
here
You
is
can.
this. And we got a little time with you good folks here today. That's a nice red pepper. What we're going to do is take and we're going to slice those. And I threw those in a Ziploc baggie. And we added a little bit of Mad Dog and Merrill's sunflower oil, which the smoke point is a nice high 450 degrees. So it doesn't alter the flavor nor the values in the oil until you're above that 450 degrees, but that's awfully high. And then we're going to take our onions, and I slice those onions, and that's what I put on top of the grate. So you peel, you slice the onions, you glisten them with an oil. I threw everything in the paper Ziploc baggie, and I added the oil in there. And the ring kielbasa is one of the easiest things to do in the world. It's just a package of ring kielbasa, and I don't listen to the fact that they have a little zip tie on the side. I don't worry about that.
How many people do? Huh? You're sitting there trying to open that plastic thing.
But here's the easiest way to do ring kielbasa, and it is delicious, and that gets tossed directly on the grates of the grill. So that's how you make your dirty rice, dusty rice. Sorry. But I've got some par-cooked chicken over here, par-cooked chicken and some country-style ribs.
got it.
And Merrill's going to make me the old-fashioned mop sauce.
The old-fashioned mop sauce. You know, when you take an old mop, you
Yep.
dip it into the sauce, you mop it on the chicken and the ribs.
And Merrill
mop
knows
sauce.
how to dip into the sauce.
I know how to dip in the sauce.
I
I've
saw
done it
his
for years.
refrigerator door with those empty open bottles of beer
Oh,
lately.
you didn't you?
Yeah, dang
That's so the
tootin'.
wife doesn't sneak. I'm always working in the garage, you know.
Diane, you better check that
Yeah.
refrigerator.
I'll be right in. I'll be right in. Of course, it's all sun drop in there. All sun drop in there.
It
All
wasn't
right.
sun drop.
Mop
I'm sorry.
sauce. That's something you put on chicken. You can put it on ribs. You're actually just mopping that on the meat, so it gives it moisture and it gives it flavor.
It's usually with coffee.
Yeah, and you know, it's not completely a barbecue sauce. You can create a sauce, but you can actually clean out your refrigerator to do it. But today, we've already got some onions and some butter and a little bit of our sunflower oil right in this cast iron skillet here.
So he's got that just cooking away, and it
Right,
is a
right.
bubbling away, isn't
Yep.
it?
So you want that to a little caramelization. Now we want to make this more of a liquid, more than instead of a sauce. So first of all, believe it or not, I'm going to use a little bit of sun drop, the regular sun drop with a little bit of sugar in there.
There it
Yep,
is,
there
thank
it
you.
is. You want that because the sugar, what's nice, it'll caramelize it just a little bit, but you really want to be careful on that.
Sundrop is delicious in that mop sauce. I've had it before. It's
Yep.
wonderful.
Obviously, the W sauce.
little bit of
sauce,
Worcestershire.
And you can use as much as you want to on there. I like using Worcestershire sauce on a lot of things. I love to use it on marinades. I use the oil and the Worcestershire and use that for marinade for steaks. Garlic vinegar. You can use any type of vinegar you'd like. A lot of times they'll even use plain old apple cider vinegar. But you mix the vinegar in there, makes a big difference. A little Tabasco sauce. You gotta give it a little flair on there, right? But to add a little bit of flair, you need a little bit of cayenne pepper in there. That's a little bit of heat.
No, it's,
And then, usually we'll use pepper. I like using a lot of pepper, but today we're using our garlic magic because you know why?
grilling magic.
I mean, yes, garlic magic. I said the reason why is it's got garlic and pepper in there.
It's
for it.
grilling magic.
It is grilling magic, all right? So you mix that, place it in there. You can use as much as you want. This is low in sodium.
So this is a garlic pepper blend, a little bit lower in sodium, and he normally adds pepper in there. So we're going to shake the dickens out of that bottle with a lot of good pepper and garlic. is
You
what
got
wants
it.
to say.
And then you want to stir that up.
I'll stir it up
All
with
right,
my
you gotta
dirty
stir that up.
spoon.
You
No,
got
it's
her.
a dusty spoon.
Mix that up. Now that is just a complete
Oh,
liquid. Now,
man.
it doesn't look like that much.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that
it
is going
does.
to add flavor to the chicken and to the ribs. And you go ahead and brush that on. You can brush that on like every 20 minutes if you want to.
Oh,
Especially
man.
if you're doing ribs. If you're smoking ribs, well, it's the best thing to do because you got the butter.
Now, can we
You
add
don't
a
have
little
whole bunch of
barbecue
sugar.
sauce or not?
Yeah, let's add a
can-
little bit spicy.
A little bit of Mad Dog and
Yeah.
Merrill's. That's a nice little habanero mash in there, a little spicy barbecue sauce. Just a little squirting of two.
Because there again, that's got a little bit of sugar in there.
Yep.
You want to really cut that down a little bit. Oh, you know, it smells really good even from on here. The onions really make a big difference.
That actually looks like one of the best mop sauces I've ever seen.
It's great. So we're gonna let that simmer on there. Later on, we're going to brush that on the chicken and the ribs, and you know what? It's going to be good. There's no doubt about it.
We'll be right back with more Mad Dog and Meryl's Midwest Grilling. We got some great chicken ribs. We got some we got Meryl's favorite recipe with cabbage and sun drop and butter.
Man.
We'll be right back. More Mad Dog and Meryl's Midwest Grilling. We are at the Shawano Fairgrounds. We are grilling with Sundrop Soda today, Sundrop University.
Welcome back to Mad Dog and Meryl's Midwest Grilling.
I'll tell you what, we are at the Shawano County Fairgrounds. We're at the Shawano Speedway. Each and every Saturday night until Labor Day, you can catch some great races here. Go at ShawanoCountyFair.net to learn the great schedules. But I got to show you something.
Oh man, this is comfy.
I mentioned a lot of Sundays during the summertime, we're at the Shawano County. We're at the Shawano County Fairgrounds at the flea market. Every Sunday there's a great flea market here. A lot of great flea markets throughout Wisconsin and I'm sure the Midwest. Our good buddy Joe, they call him Cedar Joe, but Joe's Cedar Works here in Shawano. He's here most of the time and he builds things out of cedar, and he made us a wonderful little bench with the utensils, with the happy grilling, with Midwest Grilling, like our Midwest Grilling show. Some great little pictures of us. And look at the size. Isn't that a wonderful little thing here? He's got the little ketchup and mustard bottles on the side there. And he's got some great little trinkets on the side over there. And the reason I'm showing Joe's bench today, and you can catch him at the flea market a lot of time, Joe's Cedar Works, is because he helped Dan out at Dan Hartwig out at the museum. He actually took a Sundrop crate from when they first started in the 50s.
Okay.
And he made it into a little pallet on the outside, and he used the old bottle caps, and he made a clock.
I'll be darned.
So when you go there, you can see a nice video of how Sundrop is made. You can see how Sundrop is made personally, but they also air our shows right there.
Right.
And that clock is right next to that video.
So you'll always be on time.
I will be.
I will too,
What's my normal saying?
Well, you know, if you boil it, you spoil it, but if you grill it, you put thrill into it.
Well, hogwash when it comes to Sundrop soda. Hogwash.
What do you mean, hogwash?
When it comes to Sundrop soda, because Sundrop has such a great flavor, and the natural sugars and the great citrus flavor is wonderful for par cooking or for cooking products.
You're right, you're right.
So here's what we did, is I actually took some wonderful chicken drumsticks, and I added some great things to them, and I par cooked these chicken drumsticks nice and done. And we're gonna take these, I'll show you what we did. I'm gonna take these and that's why the mop sauce came in handy today. We're gonna take and we're gonna toss those on our hot MHP grill, just a few of them to get them going.
And how long to parboil those babies for?
You know, I actually par cooked them I got them up cooking to a pretty heaviness.
All right.
And then I turned them down and I did them for about 25 minutes.
Okay.
You know, normally you see them start to split just a little bit, the drumsticks, they'll split a little bit. That's when they're done through the middle. And so I cooked the drumsticks up there, and I was hoping to have this huge crowd because I thought it was Saturday we were taping during the raceway here.
Sure. So you mean we got a lot to eat, huh?
So here's what I did. Here's how I par cooked them. By the way, I took a stick of butter. I took some fresh herbs like rosemary and basil, and I tossed those in there. I took some jarred garlic. I took some onions and diced it up. I took some more garlic salt and put that inside of there. I took our wonderful Grandma Hazel's, which is a medley of herbs and spices, more coarsely ground, which when you go to the Sundrop Museum, and they have it throughout the Midwest, but when you go to the Sundrop Museum and visit there and see Dan and the whole gang at twigsbeverage.net, they actually sell our sauces and spices right there. So I put Grandma Hazel's in there. I put just a little bit of chicken broth in there, and I added a whole bunch of Sundrop, and that's what I par cooked those beautiful chicken drumsticks in. And I went so far as to, because I knew Meryl was making his famous...
Yes, thank you, sir.
Famous...
It's like a surprise. I can't wait.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
so I par cooked some short ribs. Yeah, and I added a little crushed red peppercorn with these.
Good
so
man.
I did that over here. So we're gonna get those just to cook in there. And we're gonna turn those just a real slopping little mess here. We got a good hot grill with that MHP right now.
Good job.
Get those just to cooking away. And Meryl's got his mop sauce, and I'll let you do the honors of doing a little bit of mop.
The mop sauce, which is good. We don't have very much sugar in there whatsoever on there. So you're just gonna go ahead and stir that up, stir it around, and as you can see, because of the seasoning there, that makes it really nice and thick.
They can't see.
They can't see. Where's my brush?
No, it's your belly.
There's my belly. I can't see my belly. I can see my belly.
That's all you can see.
Anyway, you brush this right on there, on all of it. You keep on brushing and brushing.
Oh man, that looks delicious.
Oh man, it's nice and thick too, which I'm really surprised.
It is. It came out nice, didn't it?
The flavor is going to be just phenomenal on here. It really is. And you can do this every 15, 20 minutes. if you like to. Brush it just once.
I'll
Just
turn it and you
on
brush
All
some
right,
more.
Okay, you got it, man. You got it. You
All
got
right,
it.
keep brushing.
You got it.
We got company for supper.
All right, who's coming? Mabel coming today?
I don't know who's here. Dale Hockowitz.
Dale's here.
Yeah,
Rod's here.
yeah.
I'm here. Are you here?
Man, that looks good.
All right, oh,
Look at
that's
this baby
gonna be
just
good.
a bubbling over here. That baby here, this is our ring kielbasa and our dusty rice. Because of the dusty tracks here, Dale, by the way. And that's just a
All
bubbling
right,
away.
man.
That's just a cooking away. That kielbasa looks great. Oh man, I'll tell you what, can you get a close-up of that, Mr. Cameraman?
That's going to be good.
Is that a high definition camera?
Wow, first class, first class. I love
Here,
it.
let me dip it in there. Watch this.
Yeah,
Oh, that's gonna be hot. That's gonna
that's
be
it.
Oh man.
Good, isn't it?
We're gonna do Meryl's favorite cabbage recipe. And we did it with a, Meryl did it with
Woohoo.
with who? No, with what?
With sun drop, sir.
That's correct. We'll be right back with more Mad Dog and Meryl's Midwest Grilling from the Shawano Speedway in just a moment.
Oh.
View past episodes of our show by going to maddogandmeryl.com and click on Midwest Grillin'.
Hey, Mad Dog and Meryl here. I'll tell you what, I've got that grill fired up to a medium direct heat for you, Meryl.
Way to go, sir. I'll tell you, I'm doing a little Philadelphia steak sandwich today. Very easy. I've got a flour tortilla. Now, I cheated. I used a spreadable cream cheese on there.
Sounds good to
Spread
me.
that off there because I really don't want to really get this really too hot. But I've got obviously some peppers. Going to sprinkle a little bit of peppers on here. I'm going to fold this in half, so it doesn't make any difference how you have this on here. I got sort of a mess there, doesn't it?
35 years, same mess.
Okay, got some Philly steak on here, some steak. I'm gonna fold this in half, place it on the grill, grill it 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Comes out absolutely.
Stay by the
good.
grill with this one. It's delicious. Good job, Meryl. Oh, that's gonna be good.
Hey!
I'll tell you what, we've had a great time. That's as soft as it gets here at the racetrack for noise, let me tell you that. It's a great dirt track. It's a lot of noise here in Shawano each and every Saturday night through October. But don't forget, twigsbeverage.net. What a great time here. Sundrop University, good time. Dan and his family are the best supporters in the city of Shawano and the county of Shawano there is. Dan and his family, the Heart Twigs, are wonderful folks. This baby is it. Should we finish that baby up?
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish that whole thing myself.
bit.
Have you
It's
tried
just
the meat?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I bet you did. Oh, it is good, isn't it?
Huh?
I'm gonna have a little cabbage with it.
Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grillin' is a production of Lashbro Visual Communications.